Good evening, members. So we're back this
Good
time,
evening.
and we've got James Niven.
Woo!
Uh,
I'm back. I've not been anywhere. Can't go anywhere.
Took you that long to put your tree up that you couldn't come online.
Yeah, that's right. And the lights up.
I'm loving the art, mate.
Yeah, yours is good, mate.
Yeah.
Mine's a bit. It's all right, but we can have it up or can have it down.
Oh dear. Oh, it's good to. Right. Anyway, back to the episode tonight. And it's quite important this one, isn't it, James?
Always important. Yeah.
So we're looking at tried and tested ways to manage Christmas stress and anxiety. So I'll start by throwing James in the hot spot. How have you been managing the Christmas rush with COVID?
It's not been too bad, really. I must admit that I know all the shops were shut, but I get a lot of stuff online anyway, really. So it's not really affected me that much. What I have found, though, is that I think I've spent more because I've maybe started a little bit earlier. And because of doing it all online, it's so easy, isn't it? Just to like eBay, whatever, click, I'll have one of them. And I've lost track of what I've got. So I need to have a bit of a look at all parcels and everything that I've got to see where I'm at. Because worst case scenario is you end up with, without wanting to say too much, because my kids are here, but end up with a big pile for one child and then a little pile for another child. So you got to like top it up.
Yeah, that is a panic, isn't it, on Christmas Eve when
mate. Yeah, I did it last year. One of them was like, "Oh, I want some of them squishes, squish 'em toys." I'm like, he wasn't on his list. I thought, what do I do? So I went out Christmas Eve, spent 30 quid on them, 30 quid, and then a few months later, they're not interested. They're on to the next thing, aren't they? I think that's the problem with kids today. They're fickle.
Yeah.
And they change their mind about what they like every couple of months or whatever. So it's hard work.
There's this general theory that single dads just buy everything on Christmas Eve. Would you agree with that, mate? Because I'd certainly do go out Christmas Eve, Christmas shop.
Yeah. I think no, I'm not. I wouldn't leave it that late for most stuff because I'm worried that I wouldn't be able to get the stuff I wanted. Like I said, last year I did panic buy some things. I didn't need to. It's just one of them, isn't it? Like it almost becomes. I think we've mentioned it before, a bit of a competition between mum and dad, who gets the best present, who gets the biggest pile of presents. So
yeah,
you don't need to do it. But no, I'm a bit more organised than that. A little bit more.
I've cheated this year, as you know. I've told my kids a Christmas present is a holiday. So on Saturday, I'm going abroad, and that's a Christmas present.
I'll be happy with that.
Yeah, they are actually. Yeah. The only surprising thing is Harry's nervous about flying because he can't remember when we last flew because he was about 3 years old.
Right.
I'll put him right next to the window to scare hell out of him.
He really will panic when he goes, and there'll be all these security guards checking your temperature and putting a mask on you. He will be scared. With the worst Christmas present ever. Honey, I want to go home.
I haven't told him yet. He's got to have a COVID test, so that's going to go down a hoop.
Yeah, we went the other day.
Yeah,
took my two. It wasn't too bad. The elders didn't like it, but they were negative anyway, so that was good. But yeah, it could be I hope they enjoy it, mate. I'm sure they will.
Well, the bad news for me is it's really hit me this COVID because I've got to pay over 100 quid for each test.
I know.
So I basically said to Harry, your Christmas present's this test.
It's your Christmas present and next year's birthday present all rolled into one.
Oh, he took it well.
Yeah.
But yeah, let's get back to the episode. So firstly, really, people need to realise, don't they, James, that Christmas is just one day, and we build up a lot of expectation and pressure. Well, don't this year. Don't do that.
Yeah.
If you're on your own, go outside. Your comfort zone, innit?
Yeah, it's easy to fall into that habit. I've done it. I'm not too bad now, but the first couple of Christmases I was on my own, I really, really like overspent, built it up, put myself under a lot of pressure. For the kids, obviously you do it for the kids, but I realised that, especially my little one, all he wanted to do was open presents. He wasn't bothered what was inside them. There could have been boxes, empty boxes. He was just like, next. And then he was like, right, are we going to Gran and Grandad's now? Yeah, off we go. Are we going to Mummy's now? Yeah. Same. So it was like, he wasn't bothered what was in it. Could have been anything. But it's easy to do. It's really easy to do. And I get it. I get why people do it, because, you don't want them to, you don't want them to not have good presents and then go to the mums and have fancy stuff, do you? But it's all materialistic, isn't it? The kids just want a nice time with you and with some of the family and have a bit of fun, play some games, and that's what they remember more than the actual gifts, I think, anyway.
Definitely. Yeah. And you'll remember me and you went, we were both on our own from about 12 o'clock last Christmas, and we did some voluntary work, didn't we?
It was brilliant. I'm going to miss it. We obviously can't do it this year. I've done it for 2 years. Me and you did it last year together. It was great. It was really, really good. But we won't. I mean, it's a really great idea if you're on your own to do it at a local church, community centre, whatever. But there won't be anything happening this year, will there? It could be something simple though. If you can't volunteer, it might be checking in on a neighbour, an elderly neighbour, and making sure they're all right and they've got something to eat and they've got a present. You could do something like that, couldn't you? You could involve the kids as well, get the kids to take a little gift round or a mince pie or anything like that.
I think it'd be really nice if, a bit like phone a friend, except message a friend, if we got all our members to message a random member out of our group a nice Christmas message. That'd be nice, wouldn't it?
Yeah, it would. Yeah. And I know that people have mentioned to us they're going to find it difficult this year being on their own, but we're going to try and do some of the Zooms, aren't we, that you've been doing, Steve, and make sure people feel like they're not alone on Christmas Day. But it can be tough. It can be really tough, especially this year.
I mean, we got some advice, didn't we, about making a Christmas wish list. Basically from there of what you're going to do on that Christmas Day. And then basically it was, if it doesn't go to plan, don't on it, it's gone. Because you don't know what's going to happen, do you?
No, we don't. If you don't, especially this year, if some of your family members fall ill, the plans could change. But it's about just making the best of that day, isn't it? Just doing what you can, trying not to put yourself under too much pressure, and understanding that things might not go to plan. But having a bit of, I think we got told as well, didn't we? Maybe make a bit of a list, stay on Christmas Day, of things that we'll try and do. So maybe watch a film, go for a walk, something like that. Especially if you're on your own, getting out, going for a walk, maybe FaceTiming a friend, watching a film. Making a bit of time for yourself. There is ways of dealing with it. There is.
The biggest one that we got though, and we need to nail this point now, don't we, Jimmy? And that was agree with your ex that we're not going to discuss any issues as it's Christmas and it's about the kids.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you definitely need to try and get your arrangements sorted as soon as you can between you and your ex, and be a bit flexible if you can, if needed. Like we said, it might be a time that, again, especially this year, that some exes spend a bit of time together on Christmas Day. I know that might be difficult for some, but again, you're doing it for the kids, aren't you? Especially if you recently separated. It's your first Christmas. I know we did. I don't know about you, Steve, but we made sure that first Christmas Day, me and my ex were together in the house with the kids, opening the presents. And it was difficult. Don't get me wrong, it was difficult, but I'm glad we did it.
Yeah.
It's a good time, isn't it, to kind of put all your differences aside and try and get along. It's perfect time to do it, really.
And yeah, that's really good advice for anybody who's newly separated. It probably is a good idea to try and do it for the kids on the day.
If
Uh,
you can, yeah,
yeah.
if you can.
The other thing is about being the bigger person, which is really about even purchasing a small gift from your children for your ex, and
Yeah,
even writing a card wishing them well for the new year. You
yeah,
know, 'cause at the end of the day, whatever differences you've got with your ex, they are your child's mother
or
or
father.
father. Yeah.
Yeah, no, we do it, and I know you do as well, Steve, don't you? I get the kids a little something for the mum, even if it's just a box of chocolates or something. It's the thought, isn't it? And it's a nice thing for the kids to see that you're doing that, isn't it?
Mm.
And if you know, you can even help you get your kids to pick the present out. Well, it depends. They might pick something a bit weird, don't they? Oh, what about this iPad for mummy? Maybe not. Or
Yeah.
what about expensive perfume? But you know.
I know what I'll be giving mine. One of these mugs. Yeah,
Yeah,
I appreciate that.
she probably would actually. She probably would, mate. Yeah,
Um, so the other thing was about, remembering whatever someone's behaviour is towards you, you choose whether to let it be personal or not to you, and only you can control that, how you react. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Um,
yeah. It's about kind of walking away from your phone, maybe, isn't it? I think sometimes if you're getting a bit of a nasty message, especially at this time of year, if someone's saying, I want the kids on Christmas Eve, I want on Christmas Day, it can cause problems. So I used to find that if I was a bit wound up by a message, put a song on um, and just listen to the song, calm down, and then reply to the message. Just something as simple as that, putting your phone down, walking away, taking a few deep breaths, thinking about it, and then responding. Because we all know that I've done it, you've done it, Steve. If you respond when you're angry, you just end up saying something that you regret and getting into a ding dong
yeah.
argument that's not really needed.
um,
No, it's hard. It's hard to do, but
and I went to a seminar. Do you remember? I'm going to read this quote off my phone because I can't remember it. And the quote from the seminar was, "Holding anger is like drinking poison and waiting for the other person to die." That was the quote, and
right.
it's all about let go, and that's when you put Frozen on, isn't it?
I was gonna say that. Let it go. That could be your song. Mine was Let It Be. My song, which is another good one. But yeah,
And
I
another,
think,
you laugh at me about this because I always give you this advice every year. A top tip on managing this kind of stress was you're thinking of a negative thought, and then you have a piece of chewing gum. Do you remember it?
yeah,
And
I remember.
still think of the same negative thought, you're now less likely to feel as emotional from it, and you'll manage it better. So chew for a long time.
I'm still chewing, mate. Since your last time you told me 6 months ago. uh, I'll have to try it. I don't ever have chewing gum on me. Well, I'll give it a whirl.
Yeah, there was from that seminar. There were questions about how can you have an amazing, wonderful day. What three things are you going to change about your Christmas this year? And
Yeah.
three things I am going to commit to doing.
All right.
Yeah,
Yeah, the change is a good one because things are obviously going to be different this year. I think a good change is to not focus as much on the gifts, focus more on the time that you spend
yeah.
with your kids and with your family and having a bit of fun. Playing a game, it's always good, isn't it? Playing a bit of a game or
Mm.
doing a silly quiz or something. I think they're the things that I will try and change a little bit more this year.
And I hope you're going to get me a better gift this year because this brings me on to my next one, which was, do you remember we got told about the benefits of mindful gifting?
Yeah,
So, purposeful gift, something to wear, something to use, something to play with, and something to read.
yeah.
I don't think I've ever got a gift like that from you that ticks any
Something
of
to
those.
read, mate. I bought you a book last year to read to your kids about being. Oh, what was it? Can't remember. It was self-esteem, building up kids' self-esteem.
All right.
So I ticked a couple of boxes there.
I did already got self-esteem. I didn't need it. So
Give it back to me. I'll read it to my kids.
Can you remember the stop technique, James? That's a big one to help our single parents.
I've read it before, but no.
So, stop technique is when you're stressed out and you need to have a little break. So it's take a breath. So take a breath, James.
What's S?
Just take a breath. Observe. And proceed.
What's S? Stop.
Yeah, S is just for stop. Yeah.
All right. Stop. Take a breath. Observe. Proceed. Right. Okay.
You're supposed to practice that to notice your emotions and then ask yourself, what do you need? And it might be something as simple as having a drink of water.
Right. Or a piece of chewing gum.
Yeah. Which chewing gum are we going to promote? That's the big one. As for them.
I used to like, well, the flavour didn't last long. Do you know the Wrigley's, the sticks?
Oh, yeah.
The green ones that you went like that with in your mouth, in the foil.
Should we go with them then? Are we going to promote them?
I like extra as well.
Oh, I've got a dilemma now. We're going to have phone calls tomorrow.
Yeah, no, it's good. It's good, actually. Good advice to stop, take a breath, observe, proceed. Yeah, it's good.
And the other thing is to think about New Year's Eve, because that's a stressful time as well, isn't it?
It can be. I think it might make it easier this year because there's always a dilemma, isn't there, about should I go out? Can I be bothered going out? It's really expensive to go out. Can I afford it? Is it going to be a good night? Because it's always a bit of a flat, isn't it? It's never it's never as good. You get your expectations up here for New Year's Eve, and it ends up being a bit rubbish. But I think so. This year it'll make it easy. You won't be able to go out. So we went to a party last year, didn't we, with the kids?
Oh, that was
really good, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Good fun. Apart from the DJ didn't know what Man's Not Hot was. We requested it. Me and the kids love it, and he was like, I don't know what it is. And I'm like, are you having a laugh, mate?
We were suited and booted for that one, do you remember? You had a blazer on.
Yeah. And we had I had a blazer on, and we had some fancy dresses, some as well, didn't we?
Yeah.
We got a fancy dress costume. We were doing a bit of dancing.
And that blazer was a donation as well, wasn't it?
It was.
So that's what I'm trying to get across to our you don't have to have the new stuff, do you?
No. I get a lot of stuff for Christmas from charity shops.
Yeah.
Some really good stuff. People, chuck stuff away that they've hardly used. I think especially this year, people have been having clear outs a lot, haven't they? A lot more. There'll be some really good stuff in charity shops, and kids don't know.
I can just imagine you getting rid of something, me buying it from a charity shop.
Probably. And next time the kids come round, oh, I recognise that game.
Oh, what about your Christmas tree then, mate? We can see it.
Christmas tree. If I just, hopefully the camera won't fall off, but that's my lovely Christmas tree.
Is it real or is it?
No, it's fibre optic.
Fibre optic.
It's belting. It's been going for years. That. Yeah, I wouldn't buy a real one. I don't think ever again. Not about you, but I haven't got the space for it. Because I live in a small flat. They smell a bit funny, don't they?
Mm.
And every time one of the kids brushes past it, you get about 1,000 needles falling on the floor. So that's annoying. You've got to plug the lights in somewhere where you have to go under the tree to put them on, and you end up getting loads of stuff on your head. It's just, and they're expensive.
Yeah.
I mean, you can pay 50 quid for a tree, can't you, easily?
Well, my tree, mate, is in Fort Ventura. That's where it is.
Is it a palm tree?
We're going to take our own little decks out in suitcase and hang them up in Fort Ventura.
Oh, yeah.
And that's the end of that.
So are you putting decorations up at home, or are you not bothering?
I am. I'm going to do it when we get back from Fort Ventura, which leaves about 3 or 4 days.
Right. Yeah.
It's going to be good.
You don't get a real tree, do you?
No, don't really see the need personally.
No, we used to. Mum and Dad still get them, and they are nice, but I think they just hassle getting rid of it after Christmas and trying to. I went trying to get him to stand up. That'd stress me out. That trying to get it to not lean over and wedge it in somewhere. Nah, not for me anymore.
My biggest bugbear, and you've got out of this because you're pretty firm, aren't you? But the elves,
Oh yeah,
elves. Every morning I've got to plan something. And it's just driving me mental.
I can imagine, mate. That's why I don't do it.
And Harry, the other morning, he came down and he woke me up and he said, "Where are they? They've not moved." And I was like, "Yeah, they have. Yeah, you must be sleeping, mate." And I ran downstairs and rearranged it. About it, totally forgot.
You want to get on Pinterest or something? There'll be loads of ideas on there, or just Google it. There'll be loads, but it's just annoying that it's an American thing, isn't it? That we've.
So that's what I have to do every morning now. I have to stop. What's stop again? Stop. Take a breath.
Observe.
Where are the elves going?
Proceed.
Them everywhere.
Yeah.
Oh.
Well, it's crazy.
And then I'm a MLT, and then I'm elf calmed down.
Yeah, just another lie, isn't it? We just spend our lives lying to our kids. Everything is like, don't lie, but we'll lie.
And it's a difficult one. At what age do you actually,
I know, yeah, we've got to be.
Yeah, I know.
But
what age do you reckon?
Well, when they start high school.
Yeah. I actually think the last year of primary school, personally, I think.
Yeah. They can't go to high school still.
That's when I told Lily.
Yeah.
Of high school.
Yeah.
And when I told her, she said, "I knew all along." So all my clever skills of snow spraying footprints. And
yeah, that's a great idea. That I've done that since you said you did it. I've done it. I'm going to do it again. Brilliant idea, that.
Don't get me wrong, she followed it all the way through, but in the final year, she said when she came down in the last year of primary school, she said something didn't look right. It just.
Yeah, it's a tricky one, but I think like you said, year 6 or first year of high school is definitely a good time to. That's what I was going to say. I don't remember when I did find out what we're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
I don't remember it ruining it for me.
No,
I don't even remember when I found out, and I still enjoyed it after that.
What's your best childhood memory? I'll tell you mine. Do you want me to go first?
Yeah. Well, from Christmas.
Yeah, as a child. So I think I was about 8. Yeah, and I lived at where I live now with where my parents are. I came downstairs, and we had this massive old-fashioned dining table, and my dad had made a paper mache castle. But it weren't just any castle. It was just amazing. It was like having a Star Wars battle starship and everything all connected to this castle. So he made that, and then all the figures and the vehicles that he bought, most of them were second-hand. He was dead honest with me. Not at the time, later on in the year. And he set them all out, on this castle, and had men hanging down from ropes with guns and all sorts. And then he put a massive sheet over the top, so he didn't have to wrap it. And I just unveiled this sheet, and well made up.
That sounds brilliant. So that's like we said, that's a homemade present, pretty much, isn't it? With some little cheap figures. Yeah.
I told Harry said, "Oh, would you make me a paper mache?"
Fall down, wouldn't it? First 5 minutes.
Yeah. I'd probably need a single parent to do it for me.
Yeah. I don't really remember the presents that much, if I'm being honest. It's more remembering playing out in the snow. Like we don't get snow like we used to, or we seem to back in the day. I know you do in Darwin still, you get snow, as you keep telling me, in Darwin every year. But I remember just playing in the snow with my mates and the front, and it was just such good fun. And I don't really remember, my memory's not great anyway, but I don't really remember the presents, which I think says it all, doesn't it? It's not always just about the gifts, it's about everything else. I remember just being happy and always having a nice meal, seeing family, seeing friends, it just being a fun, happy time.
Yeah, I've been to your mum and dad's for Christmas and watched them do a play.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
My sister, I saw my sister today, and she said that she's going to write a short play for my 2 kids and her little girl to perform on Christmas Day. So that'll be quite fun. And it's things like that in years to come they'll talk about that. Remember that Christmas when we did that play, or remember that Christmas when something funny happened, or we played that game. I don't ever really. I mean, remember my kids, or you might say the same, Steve, saying, do you remember that Christmas when I got that really good Xbox or I got that really amazing dinosaur? They never, ever say that to me.
Oh.
My kids say stuff like, do you remember that time when we went on holiday with your kids? Or do you remember that time we went on this day out with somebody else's kids? That's the kind of things they talk about. They don't talk about specific presents ever.
And that's brilliant you just said that, because to sum that up in a few words for the members, basically, don't worry about whether you've got money to buy presents. Worry about the memory of Christmas Day you give them.
Exactly. You can make memories without spending a lot of money. Definitely. Yeah.
Thing is, if you're James, you're not going to remember the things you did.
That is true. Hopefully my kids will have my memory so they won't remember all the mistakes I've made.
Very good, Dad. I'll tell you something else. I don't know if your kids have had this because of COVID, but obviously COVID's created a lot of anxiety amongst us adults. But even Harry's saying to me, Dad, will Santa come because of COVID? And I just said to him, go on, James, you come out with this classic one line. Santa gonna do with every chimney.
He's gonna be going down that chimney, sanitizing on the way with his mask on. He's got gloves on, so he's already halfway there. And might have to give the presents a bit of a clean and then back up. And he's away.
But what Harry said to me is, how's he going to do all that in one night? And I just said, he's going to start the night before. I didn't know what to say.
Well, yeah, it's magic, isn't it?
Yeah.
Get him to watch Christmas Chronicles. Yeah. That'll get he'll understand then how he does it. So that's a really good film. That both of them are really good. Yeah. Can't beat a good Christmas film.
Is there anything that we've not covered, lad?
No, I think we've covered it all. We've summed it up well there about making memories without spending lots of money. I think that's good.
I think this one will be unedited, won't it?
Unless you're going to say anything random at the end, which well, yeah, it definitely will be. Yeah, but no, I think we've done it all, mate. So if you're watching this, please like and subscribe, and don't forget to follow us on Instagram, single.parents.united, and also check us out on Facebook at Single Parents United.
Oh, I've remembered something.
Oh.
I hope we don't have to edit it, but here we go. For the airport trip, obviously James has discussed promoting our group. I'm going to go out Single Parents United uniform. Manchester Airport is going to get a shock.
Yeah.
I'm also going to wear some new merchandise bought from one of our members. It's a hoodie. This is the hoodie.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then on the back.
It needs a wash, mate. It looks a bit dirty.
Does it?
Yeah. You've worn it every day since you got it. It's fluff all over it.
Oh dear. Can you see the back?
No. I can't see it at all.
Can you remember what it says on the back?
Something about busy being a single dad. Yeah.
It's got 3 boxes on the back.
Right.
And the taken box has got a non-tick in it.
Empty, and will be staying empty for the foreseeable future.
So if you find when I'm in Fort Ventura that our members have gone up to 10,000, it's because of the Manchester airport.
Okay. Are you going to do an announcement to the whole of the aeroplane or something when you're getting off?
Good idea.
over the tannoy. Get
you
the captain.
I'll wing it. I'll do anything, mate.
Wing it. Hey. Good one. Right. On that note, we'll speak to you all soon. Coughing? It's not. Speak to you all soon.
Bye.
Bye. Bye.